did you talk to me like this? Why are you reacting like this? You're overreacting.
You are just overreacting, isn't he, honey?
I swear to God, guys, women are the masters of manipulation. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Bourbon Effect. My name is Tunji. You already know what it is, so let's talk. First off, I just want to start off by saying thank you guys for the support. A lot of my videos have been getting a lot more traction on YouTube, so that's great. There are still a lot of you guys who have not subscribed to my channel. Please, if you are watching these videos and you're learning something from it, please subscribe. Join the fam, join the collective, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be pleased at the content that I'm putting out. I put a lot of thought into it. And also, if there's anything that you want to know, let me know, and I might talk about it on the channel. So apart from that, let's jump straight into it. Today, we're going to be talking about the dark side of female nature. This is a juicy one, okay? And I'm going to give you guys my perspective on the way that I view the dark side of female nature, because there are pros and there are cons to it. Now, the people who benefit from it are different from the people who don't benefit from it. And I'm going to explain that to you guys in a second. So, like I mentioned, there are the pros and there are the cons, okay? Now, on this side, we have the average guys, okay? Average face, average salary, average build, everything about them is fucking average, all right? Work fucking hard and maybe you won't be so average, okay? And then there's this side. And on this side, we have the Chads, we have the Tyrones, and we have the Pedros, or Sebastians. Which one should we name them, guys? I think Pedro sounds a little bit more tough. Sebastian sounds more like a pretty boy. I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments. Now, these guys are the ones who are gonna benefit from the dark side of female nature the most. Because a lot of the times when the dark side of female nature is exposed, there's always a guy on the other end of it. And there's two ends pretty much. There's the guy on the other end of it, and then there's the guy who is suffering from the consequences of the dark side of female nature, which are the average guys on this side. And the one thing that you need to understand is that the big part of the dark side of female nature really has to do with hypergamy. Hypergamy is nothing you will be able to change. It's nothing that you'll be able to, convince women out of. It is a primal thing. It is instinctual. It is ingrained inside their DNA. And what is this? Essentially, hypergamy, just, in Tunji's summary, is whenever a woman sees a guy that fits all her criterias to the T. And even if it's not to the T, if she's in a relationship with a guy and he has money but he's too emotional, if she finds another guy who has money and he's not emotional, there's going to be a high possibility that she's going to move on to that guy. That's just an example of what hypergamy is. They always move on to the next best thing, the next thing that is bigger, better. If they have something, they want to know, or they are not necessarily on the search, but if they come about to a guy who is pretty much fitting all their criterias, or they're filling up the gaps that you are not filling up, she's most likely going to go to that guy. And that therein is what hypergamy can be seen as, in Tunji's summary. Like I said, okay? Guys, I just want to let you know, when it comes to women, they are not as innocent as you think. And a lot of us have learned this the hard way. A lot of you guys, maybe you haven't learned it yet. Maybe that's why you're watching this video. Because women can be evil bitches. And we know this. Although society, makes it seem as if they're innocent. Gucci, go, I do everything. We know that's a fucking lie. And if there's anything that I want you to take away from this video, it is that believe what you see and not what you hear. Let me say that again. Believe what you see and not what you hear. And this is why I say this, because a lot of the times with us guys, we're very logical creatures. And so whenever we see something that is a little suspicious or that catches our attention and we're just like, what is that? What is going on? And eventually your girl catches on, she will manipulate you and convince you otherwise, which is one of the main things that covers the dark side of female nature, is manipulation. I swear to God, guys, women are the masters of manipulation. The masters of it. That's why any guy who has experience whatsoever knows that arguing with women is fucking pointless. You're arguing with the brick wall at that point. You know why? Because even though you can take a slab of meat, right? Just a fucking slab of meat with logic and facts, and you throw that shit in her face, you know what she's gonna do? She's gonna fucking leave it. She doesn't wanna hear that shit.
I did not cheat on you. Did meet up with a guy.
She doesn't wanna hear it because women are emotional. And their emotions triumph over everything, even logic, even facts. Have you ever noticed that whenever you have called your girl out on something and you're just like, why would you do that? Even though she knows that she's in the wrong, right? And you call her out on it. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna get emotional. Then she's gonna confront you on how you reacted and how you're talking to her and how you're responding to the situation. And they're so good at this, to the point you forget what the fuck you even called her out for in the first place.
All this time, you've been getting on to me about lying and doing all these things, making me seem like I'm crazy.
Don't be dramatic.
Because now she has turned it and made it about you. Why did you talk to me like this? Why are you reacting like this? You're overreacting. You're not overreacting, bro. And even if you are, as a guy, make sure you're always stoic. Don't get emotional. Don't let women get you emotional, all right? I'm just gonna put that out there. They are very good with manipulation. You know how many times you've probably caught evidence of your girl cheating and she's convinced you that she's not? She's convinced you that you're overreacting, you're reading too much into it, this and that. She convinces you so well. This is how good they are at manipulating. Not only that, this is manipulation, right? This fucking block right up here, right? And then there is right under it, gaslighting, okay? They are masters at these two things. And they can literally control a guy with just those two things. See, as men, we're very physical, we're strong. We have a lot of capabilities that we can handle. When it comes to women, they have their own strengths, and that is their mouth. Their mouth, a woman's mouth has made a man commit suicide. A woman's mouth has gotten a man arrested. A woman's mouth has gotten a man killed. Just based off of her emotion. Now that we've gotten from that aspect of, you know, manipulation, I'm pretty sure you know and you get what I'm saying. Women are masters at manipulation. You can see one thing and they will make you think another thing. And that ties back into what I was saying. Believe what you see and not what you hear. I'm telling you guys, the amount of guys out here who have been cheated on and do not know is vast. It is a lot.
What is the worst thing you guys have done drunk?
Cheated on my boyfriend! Had to the back of my mum's car!
Did you get caught cheating?
No!
Well, what about you?
I've been cheating!
You cheated as well?
A lot more than you think. A lot more than you think. You know how I know this? Because I was the guy on the other end. I was the guy who your girl was probably cheating on you with. Now, I'll let you know right now, because you're probably looking at me like I'm a fucking douche, but I'm gonna let you know right now, I've been on both sides, man. I used to be on this side, but then I got the fuck up, wanted to make a change, told myself enough is enough, and now I'm on this side. And you can be on this side too. Because the thing is that if you're not on this side, you're gonna be on this side, you're gonna mope, you're gonna be depressed, and you're not gonna be happy, you're not gonna get no chicks, and if you do, they're probably gonna cheat on you with the guy on this side. So what do you wanna do? And I know you're probably watching this. I remember I had one of the guys in my comment section saying like, do these certain traits that I can do to attract women, will they work with a guy who's 5 foot or 5 foot something? And I was just like, yeah. Here's the thing. When it comes to guys, right? Shorter guys, it's not the end all be all. I have a friend who's fucking 5'8", 5'9", right? Not too short. And then I have another friend who's like 5'6". And the one that's 5'6" has a word piece that swindles bitches like nothing, right? He has better game than I do. And you know why? Because he already knew that his height was gonna put him at an advantage. Instead of him moping about it, he went and did something about it. Even you guys gotta remember, women don't just look at looks. They don't prioritize looks like we do. There's certain variety of things that you can do for yourself. If you're short, you can have money. You can be funny. You can be charming. You can have good game. There are a lot of things that you can do. Stop thinking that just because you're short, that's the end. It is not the end, my guy. Believe me. If you focus on yourself and the shit that you need to do, you can get millions of women out here, guys. There's millions of women out here that you can choose from. And when it comes to women, right? I think I was telling the story earlier. I might have went off on a tangent and forgot. But I remember when I was out with my friend and I had seen this girl. She kept looking at me. She was in there with her boyfriend regardless. And I kept seeing it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to do an eye gaze. And I looked at this girl, right? She'd be locked eyes. She's dancing with her boyfriend. They're dancing. And as I'm just like dancing myself, me and her are locking eyes for at least 5 to 8 seconds. Just locking eyes, looking at each other. And her man's is right there. Right there. And that's gonna help me go into another thing. Guys, if you're out with your girl and you see a guy who looks fairly attractive, who's tall, look at your girl. Don't make it obvious, right? Just pay attention to your surroundings, right? And observe what she does. If this guy that I'm talking about, right, is walking the opposite direction from where you guys are walking, right? Look at what she does. Like I said, don't be obvious about it, but look at what she does. Is she looking at him? Is she gonna find an excuse to take another look at him, to do a double take? You know what some girls will do? And they do, and I've seen this because they've done it with me a whole bunch of times, right? They'll be with their mans. I could be walking the opposite direction, they're walking another direction. And she'll want to turn to her boyfriend and be like, oh, blah, 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 They will find such sneaky ways to do certain things that you may never fucking notice. You may never notice. You see what I did there? She tried to look for a reason to do a double take, to get a better look at the guy that just walked by. So she'll find something, oh babe, let's stop here. Let's look at this clothes store with an open window. They're so sneaky with it, guys. Pay attention to what you see. Your eyes are not lying to you. They are not lying to you.
Are you guys in a relationship?
No.
Oh,
You say no.
We are not in a relationship. No.
okay, I guess we're not.
Girls out here are doing guys dirty. I can even suffer from female nature. Because even though I'm tall, handsome, built, if there's a guy who looks exactly like me, but he has more money than me, depending on the girl that I'm with, she'll leave me for him. It can happen to anybody, guys, but you have to decide on what side you want to be on, right? Do you want to be on the average side and mope about your fucking life? Oh, she cheated on me, man. She shut the fuck up, all right? Grow some fucking balls. We've been through it. A lot of us have been through it. I have been through it. But you know what I did? I sucked it up. I went to the gym. I worked on myself. I got my own place. I got my own car. Now I'm on this side. Now if I'm on Hinge or whatever dating app, I can invite girls to my place. I've had 3 girls come to my place I'm gonna just keep that on the back burner. But either way, you get my point. Have your own place. Work on yourself. Do the things you need to do to separate you from the average folk.
Are y'all dating?
No.
Yeah, you said no.
So I'm not gonna lie, we've been dating.
You look very beautiful though.
Thank you.
So 1 through 10, what would you rate me?
Would I rate you?
1 through 10.
Like an 8.
For real?
Yeah.
I get a kiss on the cheek. Damn.
I'm so
Listen.
Because a lot of the time, these guys are the ones who are suffering from the dark side of female nature the most. All these flowers and, all these little things that you do for them that they say they want, it's a lie. They may like that, but they will appreciate it they only appreciate it from a certain type of dude. If you're an average dude and you're trying to buy your girl flowers and shit like that, you're trying to buy your girl flowers, she's gonna be repulsed. She's like, what the fuck is this? Ew. That's how girls in 2023 are. Did you see that one video of that one girl who got flowers bought for her and then she just threw it in the trash and smiled? And of course it will be a Nigerian girl. Considering I'm Nigerian, I'm just like, what are you doing? Making us look bad out here. Guys, and another thing that women will do that exposes female nature is that sometimes they will fuck with you. They will test you. And it's up to you on whether you pass that test or not. So remember when I told you that, certain times when, I go out, there'll be a girl who's with her man, who's looking at me and shit like that. Sometimes girls will purposely look at me and they don't even care if it's obvious to the guy. And you know what the guy starts doing? He starts mate guarding. Coming from a guy who is pretty good with girls, any confident guy will tell you, do not mate guard. When you mate guard, it makes you look like a pussy. And it just puts a chink in your armor that just exposes you, that lets us know, oh, like we already got this in the bag. Like we could really get your girl if we wanted to. Because you've already exposed yourself. Because you see your girl looking at me. I see your girl looking at me. And when you start to mate guard, women notice this. When you mate guard, that dries them up. That dries them up like fucking Sahara Desert on the hottest day. Because you know what that shows? It shows your insecurities. Now you feel the need to try to block her from the point of view from the guy that she's possibly looking at. If you're a real G, let her do that shit. You already have in the back of your mind, oh, she's done. Oh, she's for the streets. Oh, it's not gonna get any more serious than what we got going on right now. You've already put it in the back of your mind, you know what? I'm not gonna let her know I've noticed this, but I already know what category I'm putting you in. A real G will hold his composure, observe, look at it, and then know what to do from there. Hey, if you're the type that want to have a conversation with her. And guys, also realize that women cheat just as much as men do. If not in 2023, it's probably more. They are not innocent, y'all. The earlier you ingrain this inside your brain, the much more heartbreak you will save yourself. You'll save yourself time, you'll save yourself energy, bro. There are some guys out here who don't even know they have been cheated on. I was one of those guys. I came down to the conclusion that I was actually getting cheated on from one of my other exes, but it kind of didn't dawn on me up until years later. You know, when you have a certain experience with an ex, and then you start to spend a lot more time with women, you get better with women, you know how to talk to them now, and then you just sit one day and then you just think back like, oh, this is what I did wrong in the relationship. This is where I fucked up. This bitch was cheating on me. Everything just starts to click. You're just like, damn, I remember she said that to me. You know? Women are not innocent, y'all. And you gotta understand this. They are not innocent. And when women are attracted to certain guys, it is so primal, they cannot help it. You know how many times I have just walked in public and a girl can be with her mans or her boyfriend or whatever, and they can't help but look. They cannot help it. It is primal. And there are hundreds of thousands of guys like me who are out there. While you got your average ass right here, not trying to better yourself because you're complacent with where you're at in your relationship, and there's a whole bunch of guys, 6 foot something, 7. I mean, it doesn't really matter how tall you are, because like I said, you can suffer from this, but the likeliness of it happening with you is a lot less than an average guy. Really use height as a problem. I mean, you do have an advantage with the height, but if you're short and you have money, you can still bag bitches too. Yeah, it may be for a different reason, but hey, it is what it is. You know what it is. There are hundreds and thousands of guys who are confident, who are good with game, who have money, who are tall, who are attractive, who are out there. Just one trip away, one click away. So that's why you gotta make sure you are the best version of yourself that you can be, so you don't have to worry about that dumb shit. Because when you are truly confident in yourself and you have your shit together and you're healthy and you're fit, you're not really too worried. Who the hell is she gonna go to? And if it does happen, who gives a fuck? I'll move on to the next chick. I'm good out here. I got options. It wasn't always like that, but I built myself to the point where now I do have options. And eventually, when you are educated, well-versed on female nature, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. When you get cheated on, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. When you feel betrayed from a woman, or she lies to you, or she treats you a certain way to where she tries to emasculate you, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. Because you know the game, you know what this is, you know what they do, you know the games that they play. I'll even tell you guys something right now. I was supposed to have a girl who was supposed to come over to my spot a couple days ago, and she flaked on me. And the funny thing is, I kind of had a feeling that she was gonna do it. Cause just the way that she was texting, like, she was responding and everything like that. Conversations were going good. But it's kind of like she was trying to egg me on a little bit. Like, she was like, I just got my hair done, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna look so good, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, who the fuck says that? It says I got my hair done, I'm gonna look so good. Like, The fuck, you're coming to my apartment. Hey, you could look good, but I mean, you doing your hair for that? Like, it was just like little things that I saw. And then on the day of, when she was just like, oh yeah, I couldn't make it. Somebody called off. I'm so sorry, this and that. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, that's cool. Another girl who could replace you, but like, it's just like, it's whatever. Now it's just like, okay to me. But years earlier, in my earlier 20s, I probably would have been so upset and so distraught from it, because I'm just like, fuck, I messed up another one. And you're gonna have a lot of those in your early stages when you're trying to figure women out. You're gonna fuck a lot of things up. You're gonna mess up a lot of first dates, but you learn from experience. That's just part of the game, guys. So you guys let me know, what side do you want to be on? Because at the end of the day, we know that there's nothing you can do about female nature. It's always going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Hypergamy does have its good sides when it comes to natural selection and finding the best mate to create the best children, the healthiest children, best looking children. But there are also its dark sides, because it can be used in a negative sense as well. There's nothing you can do about that. But what you can do is work on yourself and use that shit to your advantage. You can do it, believe me, I did it. I've been on both ends. I used to be on this end, now I'm on this end. And you can be too. Financially, I'm pretty comfortable, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not complacent. I got a lot of goals. I got a lot of shit that I want to do for myself. I'm not just gonna relax because, oh, I'm tall and I'm dark skinned and, you know, I have all this shit that a lot of other guys want. I'm not satisfied with that. Nor should you be. So there's nothing you can do to change that. So what do? You change, you adjust, and use that shit to your advantage. Benefit from female nature and not be affected by it. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support.